Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome back to Let's Play Grandia 2, the hard type mod, and it has been about 4 or 5 days since I last recorded this. I've recently started a work experience thing with a job centre, and the times that I'm at work when I get back are kind of awkward for recording. It's like smack bang in the middle of the day, so I'm going to be recording either at the beginning of the day at like 9-10 o'clock, or at the very late in the day when I'm usually tired and cannot be bothered. So chances are I'll be recording early in the morning. So that's the main reason why I've not been recording for the past 5 days. So I do apologise for that. Anyway, let's continue on to the new area, doing whatever it is we do. I know there are enemies in this area. Yes, there they are. So I'm probably going to skip a load of these battles. So I'll see you after I've cleared this area out. I'll just go and pause the recording. Okay, so I've ran through the area, cleared it. I've picked up a few items like a useless enhancement nut, some scale armor, and that's pretty much it. A few battles, nothing important. We'll move on to the next area, which will maybe be straight to the next village. So the League City, or Liligway, or City. I'm going to call it Lily City, which is very reminiscent of the starting city from the first game. I will note. I have no idea what the frame rate on that is like, but it's probably tanking like crazy. Isn't it, does that look like the top of an airship? It's just the shape of it. I expect it to sprout wings and a dirigible thingy, me bob. Anyway, it looks like someone's just knocked on the door, so I'm going to have to pause the video here and, well, hope I can pause the video here. Let's do text, just text. Yay, I can pause it here, so I'll be back in a sec. And sorry about that, I'll just had to sign for several packages of coffee. And by coffee I mean those coffee capsule things, like those Dolce Gusto things from the adverts with George Clooney and recently Jack Black, was it? Anyway, they sell them locally in the town and stuff, but they don't sell the kinds we like, so we end up buying them online in bulk. Probably turns out cheaper that way as well. Anyway, damn it, this would otherwise be such a nice town. You mean, if this town weren't cursed by darkness, it would be a nice town. Sorry, getting comfortable. Oh my, what is the matter? I can't live here anymore. We're leaving. Shouldn't that be like, we can't live here anymore, we're leaving? Just forget about the rest of your family. Leave them alone, Elena. You planning on staying in town? I advised against it. Besides, the gates won't open until tomorrow. Isn't the Skyway running? Not until tomorrow, but don't get your hopes up. They don't let people on it. Come again? Huh, but people were on it just now. For the private use of that miserable Gaydon. Maybe it's for the best, since anyone who visits this town wants to leave as soon as possible. Hey, just forget about it. If there's anything I can do... Thank you for your kind offer, but we can't stay in this town. There's nothing left for there's nothing left for us here. So we're leaving. cheerful folk. But if I listened to every piece of good advice I've heard, I'd have killed all of you already and run off with your gold. I am exhausted. Shall we find an inn? Don't worry, Miss Elena. I heard this place has, what was it? It is a delicacy around here. If I could remember the name, we could try it. A delicacy, really? Either way, let's check the general store and see about possibly upgrading equipment yet again. Because, ooh, samurai blade. I'm surprised he didn't just call it a katana. Of course, it looks nothing like it, but flame staff. Ooh, is that a subtle hint that enemies are weak to fire around here? How much more is that? It's not a great deal. I suppose Guardian Hat gives sleep resistance, which means I can take those sleep charms off of people, which is a good thing, I'm sure. Has iron plate on forehead. It's a forehead protector. An iron bandana. Hunter's boots now, they would be very useful for the extra speed. For one person. Oh, okay, Elena. Let's have a look. Fire, wind, earth, lightning and blizzard. So just the charm types. Well, we've got pretty much all we can get without going out and doing some grinding, so yeah. And I'm not sure about, like, buying a weapon for Elena, because I'm not sure if Millennia is going to come and take her place. She probably will, eventually, but it depends whether it's going to be, like, at the beginning of the dungeon or just before a boss. Ah, some customers. How unusual. Here to stay the night? The only thing we got to eat is Arum root. Still want to stay? Whatever, just serve it up quick, I'm hungry. That's it, the delicacy! I forgot to try last time. Boy, are we lucky. Yes, the delicacy. Anyway, that's all we got. Take it or leave it. Quite a sales pitch. How about it? I have a feeling that the Arum root is not quite the delicacy. It's probably like some kind of really bad tasting thing, like I'm trying to think of the name of that fish. The one which is like left to distill in bleach and because it's really poisonous and stuff. I cannot remember the name of it. It was on like Man vs Food. Ludafisk, that was it. Probably like some local version of Ludafisk. Come on, let's try that stuff. Roan calls a delicacy. Ugh! How can this be the famous local delicacy? This must be an acquired taste. Do people really eat this? It had the oddest texture. Ah, this can't be edible. It's like eating sand. Well, Ludafisk was like eating jello, so... And I don't mean jello as in jelly jello. I mean something with the consistency of gelatin. It feels so rough in my mouth. Are you sure this is even edible? I have never had such mushy food. How can people even eat this stuff? This innkeeper must be psychotic to expect us to eat this. We're not going to be staying here any longer than we need to, so don't go get comfortable. Yeah, don't go getting comfortable. If you've got to eat that, I don't think you would get comfortable, Ryudo. This sure is weird. It has absolutely no flavour. Is this all they have to eat here? I think I will abstain from meals from here on out. Can we get on the Skyway soon, please? Well, well, perhaps this is why everyone's leaving, because the food is horrible here. I've been thinking we ought to go see this Gaiden guy tomorrow. Let's go shake him up a bit. Nighty night, guys. Nighty night. Oh, it's like 11:07. I didn't realise I was like messing with those boxes for about half an hour. Oh my goodness, are you alright? What is the matter? Where does it hurt? I'm hungry. Ah, there is a problem easily remedied. I'm sure to have something good to eat. Please, a moment. Oh. Jom. Is that boy sick? Now I have to ask Elena. Was that an apple or was that a rather amusing berry you seem to have become addicted to? Young miss, please do not give him any food. It is too much of a temptation. What do you mean? The people of this town cannot eat normal food, even if they wanted to. They can only bear that disgusting arum root. I do not understand. What do you mean they cannot eat? Elena, don't talk to strangers. Besides, they could be diseased. If so, we must help them. Yes, I've got a feeling he's going to get us into a lot of trouble as well. A lot of trouble. I'm hungry. Now, if all the can eat is arum roots, then why do they seem to have the exact same type of apple that she had on her? Or did she like try to feed him an arum root anyway? I can't stand it anymore. If we have to keep eating only arum root, we're going to die. Shut up! We asked for this much. Here, eat this. No, you ask for too much. Here, eat this. It's no use. I can't eat it either. And here, let's leave this town. We can try starting a farm somewhere. But we don't know if this will be able. We don't know if we will be able to eat, even if we do leave this town. That's the gist of that sentence. I'm sorry. We will manage. Somehow. I was going to burst into song then, but I couldn't think of lyrics. What exactly is going on in this town? You must be travellers. You ought to leave this town quickly. What is your difficulty? I serve Lord Grannis, and I may be of some small help. The people in this town have lost their sense of taste. Their sense of taste. Thanks to the Skyway, this town was once a bustling trade centre. My husband had been working on the Skyway. The work was hard, but the pay was good, so we were never for want of anything. But just then, 10 days ago, all food began to lose its taste. It was like eating sand or rocks. Soon we lost all interest in eating almost any kind of food. How could food losing its taste make it like eating sand or rocks? Eating sand and rocks have their own taste. It would just be like eating food with no taste, but it would still have normal food texture. It would still be palatable. It's got to be something a little more than just losing its taste. We thought that only we were sick, but before we knew it, everyone in town was suffering. So maybe it's more a case of food, normal, well, any food other than something which has no taste has bad taste. A revolting taste. The only thing we could eat was the arum root, which was tasteless to begin with. But now, no matter how much we eat, we never even begin to get full. So it is not just a case of everything's going bland. I've never heard of a disease that makes you lose your sense of taste. How about you, Ryudo? Or Aramut has no calorific intake. Yep, whatever that. I know what I mean, and I'm sure you can kind of piece together, in an abstract way, what I mean. Ask Elena. She doesn't seem to have much taste in anything, bonnets included. I don't know, that's a rather fetching bonnet. Maybe this town is somehow cursed. I don't remember anyone doing anything against the will of Lord Granis. You must be miserable. I wish there was something I could do. You worked on the Skyway, right? How do we catch a lift? In the current centre of town you will find the mansion of Mr. Gaydon, manager of the Skyway. You can ask him, but I doubt he'll help you. So, we're off to see the Gaydon, the wonderful Gaydon of... what's the name of this town again? The wonderful Gaydon of Lily Town. Have we got a shortcut to him? No. So, centre of town. That's not the centre of town. That's the Lily House too. Obviously not centre of town. That's not the centre of town. It's supposed to be a mansion, so... a big place? That's Gaydon's house, and that does not look any bigger than any other building in this place. They must have a completely different opinion of what a mansion is. The fuck? Who the hell put me in a video game? Slub, delicious, delicious! Well, I haven't seen you around here. Something I can do for you? I heard that you aren't letting anyone on the Skyway. I'm here to change your mind. Yes, we are not letting anyone on right now. This is a vital time for business. Carrying people drops our efficiency. I'll make it worth your while. Ah, I didn't notice you had a sister with you. She must be heading to Granis Cathedral. Well, more business. How much do you want? 10,000 gold pieces should cover my cost. Deal. Let's do. Let's do. Yes. Deal. Let's go. Not so quickly, my friend. The last tram has already left. But do not fret. Another will be available on the morrow. Can't leave today, huh? Then... obviously, you can still stuff yourself with food. Why do you not share your secret with the townsfolk? Elena, hush. She needs the right Gibbs pat on the back of the head. And by pat on the back of the head, I mean a smack. A strange thing to say, my sister. Do you imply that my health is somehow something less than virtuous? That I should suffer as well? Well, no. But I too am troubled by this cause. My employees are all stricken. What is hardly good for business. And with no cure. Nom nom. Is that so? Even then, I'm amazed you can eat so much. Perhaps the others have sinned before Granis. Perhaps I alone remain blessed. Who can fathom the mind of God? Ah, delicious! Dear sister, you smell quite nice. Were you aware that smell and taste are intercorrelated? Well, interrelated, same thing. If I'll probably eventually, if my channel gets popular, I'm going to get somebody who says, no, they're not the same thing. What? He seems healthy enough. although I do question his taste in women. How can you remain so smug and impertinent, while others starve about you? I would watch my words. Were I you, I pray my workers generously. This problem is none of my doing. The townsfolk would do well to thank me for to seeing to bring prosperity to this town. How could such a thing have happened? Itchy cheek, itchy cheek. Indeed, this town was known by many to have been troubled by the hand of Granis, touched by the hand of Granis. Perhaps he does not wish to soil his hands any further, but I am no expert. You should inquire within the church outside of town. Oh, but my, you do smell fine, my dear. A sweet, delicious peach. Tomorrow, then. I think he's even starting to freak out Ryudo. What a disgusting man. I wouldn't know. That Gaydon's appetite is incredible. It's almost unnatural. But I'm more worried about the money we have to pay tomorrow. He's working us. We better start digging in our couches for change. Why don't we just waste him? That's why I like you, Sky. Always thinking. Ryudo, like it or not, we do have a sister in our party. Was that like you'd have been completely fine with that if Elena weren't here? Oh, you vicious little boy, Rowan. But Ryudo, we have to do something for these townspeople. No, I don't have to do something. You want to do something. If they are really blessed by Lord Granis, how could this happen to them? Like that man you said now. We should ask the father at the church. Are we in a hurry to get you to the cathedral or not? We don't have time for your church girl routine. This town, everything, it is terrible. I cannot just ignore those in need. Well, you could, but I doubt you're going to. Look, Princess, we don't need any more trouble than we already have. Please, Mr. Ryudo. If we cannot have more until tomorrow, if we cannot leave until tomorrow anyway, what's wrong with just going to the church? Fluttering his eyelashes, trying to look all Mo. I think that's how it's pronounced, Moe. Shut your damn yap, kid. This is not a stroll to the altar, and we're not in the bloody church choir. I'm sick of all this. I suddenly feel it's like, I'm sick of all this. I'm sorry, but still. Don't be so quick to apologise. Come on, let's find the church. I'm thinking on it. What about the church is that airship looking thing we saw earlier? And it was just complete and utter random happenstance that I happened to know which way to go. Complete and utter happenstance. I do like how Sky is like floating just off his shoulder. Will I help you, my dear may I help you, my dear travellers? Father, we have come with a question. Ah, I see that you too are one who serves Lord Granis. Father, what has happened to this town? To these people? X marks the spot. What? Huh? I've no idea. This is a question that troubles me as well. I do not know what has befallen us. Some say that the face of Lord Granis has turned from us, but still I do not believe it. Yes, I have heard this tale. There are those in town who say they have lost the blessing of Granis. Pretty unreliable for a deity. If you want to keep your job as Supreme Overlord, Should keep your naughty nice list straight. That's Santa Claus, who doesn't exist in this world, but still. You do. And I don't quite get this blessing stuff. That one lard butt looked pretty damn blessed to me. About £200 more blessed than anyone else around here. Ah, you must mean Mr. Gaydon. He too has changed. He was once a good man, loved by all. But then he began to change. He began to become obsessed with wealth and riches. And with, nutrition as well. And as I recall, this occurred roughly around the same time that our current misfortune befell us. Suspicious. People deal with depression differently. Some sleep, others write, others suck food down their throats like garbage chutes. Like garbage chutes. I've suddenly got a mental image of Gaydon being a kind of strangely deranged a strangely deranged Homer Simpson. But what would that have to do with the townspeople not being able to eat? Father, forgive my companion's lack of tact, but I too wonder why this town is known to be blessed by Granis. Of course, please go upstairs. You will see the truth for yourselves from above. What bird's eye view? So follow him in absolute quiet. I think it's absolute quiet. I don't think there's any like sound effects at the moment. Any music or anything. There might be a low humming, but I don't know. And I remember when I played this before, that this room, because of those windows and stuff outside, the frame rate was really slow, so yeah, slow frame rate. Please, look. You can see the town from here. You can see the whole town from here. Music has started. Those pillars. They look to be part of a single ruin. They are said to be the ruins of a temple. They were severely damaged when the town was rebuilt, but Mr. Gaydon says they're still not sufficiently destroyed. An ancient ruined temple, a city supposedly blessed by Granis, and now a city who has lost that blessing just after the ruins, what's left of the ruins have started being destroyed. Again, suspicious. I see, so the town was built on the ruins of an ancient temple of Granis. This is why this town is blessed. But those pillars have a strange shape, as if there was something in the centre. As if something were buried. Now that you mention it, I've heard of an excavation at the base of the pillars. The pillars run deep, too deep to be removed. I'm not liking what I'm hearing. Yes, it is very familiar. What do you think, Elena? Sound familiar? Ruined temple, burial mound, unholy piece of Velmar sealed up inside? Like Garmir Tower. It cannot be Velmar. I have not heard of such a thing. Terrific. Then we can be on our way. Hold, Ryudo. The suffering of the townspeople may be a result of the breaking of a seal. We must investigate. And fix the seal with sticky tape. Whoa there, Gumshoe. I don't recall hunting down reawakened god of evil being part of my job description. Saving those in need is the duty of those who follow Granis. Well, I don't follow Granis, so stick it up your butt. I will not ignore my duty, Ryudo, and I most certainly will not ignore those people. We must aid them. No, you're just being stubborn. Let's try to be rational here. 1. I'm not being paid. I repeat that. I'm not being paid. 2. Granis should be more than able to take care of Valmar without us. 3. You need to get to the cathedral as soon as possible. Ryudo, please. I cannot ignore their suffering. If I do, I might as well never take another step towards the cathedral. So, you will not be moved then? Very well. I will help them by myself. I'll have to protect you, of course. Is he pulling her cheeks apart to make her smile? Because that would be amusing. Stop it with the self-righteous... Yes, he pretty much is making her smile. Stop it with his self-righteous expression. Come on, make a nice face for me. What are you doing? Cut that out. I suppose it's a way to lighten the mood, Ryudo. We'll check out the ruins, but tomorrow we take the Skyway, no matter how many kittens are stuck in trees. Oh, Ryudo. He does have a heart. It's tiny and shriveled, but he's got a heart. Father, you spoke of an excavation. But take caution. No one has been permitted to explore the ruins. There is much danger. Thank you, Father. We will be careful. Or Ryudo will be careful and cover for the rest of us. Ryudo, please, let us depart. Oh, Father. I have had terrible dreams of late. In them, I am hunted by darkness. Does this mean that my soul is weak? No, it means you've been hunted by a dark thing. Do not allow darkness to have a doorway to your heart. A strong soul resists darkness. Carry yourself accordingly. I've learned differently. Where there is light, there is darkness. I subscribe to the Kingdom Hearts theme of darkness. The brighter you shine, the bigger your shadow becomes. Almost wish I had a face cam then, because I was pulling a particularly crazily demented face then, kind of very Ansem-esque. Was it Ansem or Zemnis? I can't remember. My Kingdom Hearts lore is kind of blurry. That's actually a game I may let's play in the future. Kingdom Hearts, go through 1, 2, and 1 and 2 because they're the only ones I've got ready for when 3 is released. Thank you very much, Father. May you be blessed by Lord Granis. The same to you, O songstress of Granis. Let's get this over with. We don't have room for more of these roadside attractions or itinerary in our itinerary. God, I can read, but I can't speak what I'm reading very well. Oh, Mr. Ryudo, between my mind and my mouth, there's a predictive text system even worse than any on any phone. Anyway, I think I'm gonna... Oh, it's Marek. Well, I'll be. Marek, not Marek. Hello, Mr. Beast Fang Guy. Marek, what brings you here? The smell of this place. It offends the earth. No, I'm not going to speak like that. That hurt my throat. Wait, tell me. Is my brother here? What of Melphis? Where is he? What has he done? I sense the foul work of that demon here. Do not ask of what came by his hand, for I wish not to bear the remembrance of it. But is he here, or do you only suspect? Mr. Marek, this town is now deeply troubled. Please, will you aid us in our search for the root of this evil? Will you help us put an end to it? To protect the power of which you speak. from ever being used again, I shall join you. Yay, new party member. Thank you very much. Oh, pardon me, hiccup. And as I was saying, yes, I'll end this episode here. I've no idea how long I've actually got recording, because like I've paused for probably about half of it. But I'll go to the inn, not buy anything new, because it's very, very untasty. I'll get editing this video and hopefully get it uploaded for like just before I or start uploading it as I go to work. My work experience. I'm not getting paid for it, which is annoying. I hate that fact. Because if I did, even if like job centre sends you on a month of work experience, but you get paid the proper wages, I could then afford a new bloody PC. But no such luck. So either way, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. I'll get this ready and uploaded, and I'll see you in the next episode, where we'll go into the dungeon and see what the hell has been happening down there. So thanks for watching, and goodbye.